Today I fucked up by falling asleep then waking up while my roommate brought his date back. This happened many years ago. But it's still an experience that brings a few laughs. TL Doctor at the bottom. Back in college, I shared a room with a 4'9" dude and he was nice man. He would always leave everything spotless. He was an amazing wingman and he always managed to make sure that when we had a few people over that they'd all have food readily available and drinks etc. He was so cool. Anyway, he told me he was going to have a date and asked if I'd be going to my friend's house for the night. He didn't live too far and I had been talking about meeting him one of the days. I was like, yeah maybe. Oh, I see you want the room tonight, I got you, don't worry. So he's all nervous about his date, and I give him a pep talk. I said, you're a good man, your date's gonna be great and you definitely look ace. He was all hyped up and left. I called my buddy and asked if he was at home. He was actually at work. But he told me he'll be back home within a couple hours or so. Now, my roommate who was on his date told me he would ring or text me to let me know he got back safe to the room and to give me the heads up when to leave. So, I figured I got plenty of time. I laid on the bed and basically waited for 2 hours to go by to get a phone call from my buddy to tell me he had finished work. But, I instead get a text message from him saying he had finished work and that he'll be getting home a lot later than expected. Still no sign from my roommate on his date though, who said he'll ring/message me if he's bringing his date back. Then I ended up falling asleep. Again after waiting for my buddy to message me when he's free to meet. After some time passes I begin to wake up a little because I hear some distorted voices, giggling and bed creaking. I'm like, oh fuck, he's with his date. Him and her are gonna be pissed if I ruin their night now by waking up. Why didn't he text me or ring? So, I stayed stationary and pretended to be asleep. I hear them both get out of bed and lay on the floor. I imagine cause of the bed creaking. I then start to hear the almighty thunderous clapping of balls and I'm seriously trying to hold my laughter in _ then I heard moaning like a Japanese anime character, which confused me. Anyway, at this point I'm still trying to hold my laughter in. I realized I had knocked my phone near the edge of the bed because of my inability to keep my composure, so I decided to try and grab it Splinter Cell lock-picking style. I grabbed the phone without being noticed and in that moment curiosity got the better of me. The ball slamming stopped and it went quiet, so I decided then take a slight peek to see if him and his date was asleep and if the coast was clear. Nope. As I opened my eye all I see is a 6'7", huge bald black dude followed by the deepest male voice I've ever heard in my entire life say, now say you want more now, and continue the almighty thunderous ball slamming. I see my 4'9" roommate getting absolutely destroyed up and down like a goddamn yo-yo, waving his arms in the sky like when you was a kid and needed a piss but you was in class and you had to raise your hand impatiently to get the teacher's attention to go to the bathroom. I again stayed stationary as possible with tears of laughter running down my eyes. All the business stopped and the behemoth of a man left the dorm and my roommate just went straight to bed humming. The next day I got up early, showered and decided to get McDonald's breakfast for myself and my roommate, and a strong coffee. Believe me, even I felt exhausted after all of that. I come back to the room to see my roommate watching TV as if nothing happened whatsoever. I said, well, tell me about the date. Was she nice? Whilst he grinned and ate his sausage McMuffin, he just looked at me and said it was so much fun, we're going to meet again very soon. Now, I didn't want to say anything because his sexuality is his business and he'll say when the time was right. He did a month later. So, I said, I'm glad you had a good time. As I leave the room and make my way down the hallway, what do I see? The behemoth black dude walking down hallway with the look of a man on a mission, literally like Terminator, as he walks through the hallway of the psychiatric hospital. I took a last glance through the window while the dude made his way to my room. So, when my friend said we're going to meet again soon, little did I know it would be less than 10 hours from the other night. But at least this time they had all the privacy they wanted and I didn't have to almost die of laughter. Too long didn't read. Roommate went on a date, brought back home his date, didn't know his date was another dude. I fell asleep and eventually woke up to see him getting destroyed by a dude the size of Bob Sapp who came back less than 10 hours later for round 2. And I'm 99% certain he ate my McDonald's hash brown that I left on the side. Edit, _brought_ in title, I'm tired it. Edit 2 holy shit, plat/gold and silvers thanks you so much. Edit 3, I know my titles suck worse than the Avatar adaptation The Last Airbender live action movie, forgive me. Some have asked and yeah, me and my ex-roommate are still friends but we both live on different sides of the planet now. Now say you want more. Killed me. Your description of his giant partner going full Terminator almost made me cry, greatest imagery. Almighty thunderous clapping of balls. Missed a real opportunity to get your roommate a coffee, then say here, just how you like it, strong and black. He liked that sausage McMuffin alright. Sausage McStuffin. Edit my most upvoted comment is about a Bob Sapp lookalike destroying a guy's asshole while his roommate listens. Some dreams do come true. Today I fucked up by fucking my BF into a seizure. I'm going to preface this today I fucked up by saying, no, this didn't actually happen today. It has taken me some time to heal and see the humor in it. It was our first Valentine's Day together this year. I woke up super horny and reached over for him, and noticed he was extremely ready to go as well. I decided what better way to start off the holiday than to begin with loud, hot morning sex. It was incredible, and after we came together, we collapsed in bed. I needed some post-orgasmic cuddles and turned. This is when things begin to go wrong. All of the sudden, he started trying to motion to me. I glanced up at him and realized he was seconds away from a seizure. He has epilepsy, and has advised me how to care for him. Sure enough, he began to violently seize. I go full protective mode and try to help him. He was lying on his back and started to choke on his saliva. We're both still naked and I have gone from a concerned, collected and supportive GF to an adrenaline-fueled mama bear in full-on freak-out mode. Fight or flight kicks in and I know I must get him onto his side to prevent asphyxiation. I'm on the smaller side, being 5 feet 6 inches and around 125 pounds. So when my actively seizing BF, 6 foot 2 190 pounds, needs to be moved, I go balls to the walls. I grabbed his arm and pull with all my weight and everything in me and heard a disgusting clack. Once he's back to and able to talk, he moans, saying that his arm is killing him, and that he thinks it's dislocated. I drive him to the hospital, and sure enough his shoulder is severely dislocated. I apologized profusely to my man, who responded, "Babe, you fucked me into a seizure. I'm pretty sure you cannot top something like that." So not only, on our first Valentine's Day together did I literally fuck him into a seizure, but I also dislocated his shoulder. Too long didn't read, had sex with boyfriend that had a seizure afterwards, tried to turn him on his side and dislocated his shoulder in the process. At least his seizure was polite enough to wait until after you were finished. Seizure sex. I bet that's on Pornhub. Sigh, well now I need to find out. Yes. Yes, that is apparently a thing. Edit, my first silver, thank you kind user. Edit, goes to Pornhub, gets gold. Thanks y'all. Waiter? I'll have what he's having. He saw an opportunity and really seized the moment. Awesome story. It's got everything. Sex. Happy ending. Nudity. Violence. Drama. Happy ending, the other kind. Risk of asphyxiation. A too long didn't read. Didn't happen today. _ Edit, I've been informed that there are not enough dragons, drugs, or ninjas in this story, nor does it mention poop or alcohol. There also hasn't been an obligatory edit thanking a kind stranger for gold. I would like to apologize on behalf of /u/kitten on keyboard 22 for these and any other omissions. Today I fucked up by falling for a 5-year-old April Fool's joke. This just happened to me 10 minutes ago. So, I was making instant ramen, as college students tend to do. And then I thought to myself, business has been good lately, I can afford to treat myself, so I figured I would indulge by adding the most precious of treats to my broth, a hard-boiled egg. So I looked up on the internet if you could hard boil an egg in the microwave. And, as luck would have it, I found a very easy to follow article with instructions on how to do it. I was filled with glee. So, popping the egg in some water and in the microwave, I put the timer to 8 minutes, following the instructions to a T. 3 minutes of me salivating for the fruit of my labor, a loud bang ravaged me from my thoughts. Indeed, the egg had exploded, filling my whole microwave with bloody egg gore. Dumbstruck, I checked the article for the source of my mistakes, and that's when I noticed the article is from April 1st, 2014. Well played, Internet Food Journal. I'm gonna clean the microwave now. Too long, didn't read. Check the date of articles if you don't want your kitchen to get nuked. Edit. Wow, this blew up. Disclaimer for everyone blasting my ass about this, I was high as shit when that happened. Edit. Also, my girlfriend was involved in the cooking of the egg, just so you folks know. I swear this said 5-year-old's April Fool joke, and the entire time, I was waiting for a kid to come into the story. NGL, I would have fallen for that if I hadn't read this before. Even now, I still might fall for it, lol. It was from The Daily Meal. Com2. Like, if you can't trust those guys about recipes, who could you possibly trust at all? Next time, just crack the egg into the ramen bowl before heating. Or after. Rapidly stirring a raw egg into hot broth cooks the egg into delicious ribbons. My pre-coffee brain immediately went to April Fools in November. Wait. Maybe they're in Australia. Sorry mate, April is actually in October here, not November. The egg exploded because it wanted to expand, and couldn't. On the bottom of an egg, there's a small spot where the membrane doesn't touch the shell. If you stick that spot with a thumbtack, you create an expansion spot for the egg. I also think you're supposed to lay the egg on a plate, not put it in water. You see, the problem is I can't tell if you are lying or not.